Hola, Wandering Man. How can I help you? Busy surveying the situation. Wiretapping, telescopic batons, futuristic circuit. Maybe you could even knock that Kowalson crane over using some remote control. Or severe support, right?
Or any of those other things.
I get it. Hush hush about the secret technology. There was Jean-Luc there, out of solidarity to the RCM. It's low in technology. First, don't fight him, obviously. Second, get him to share his theory by being subordinate. Admit your lack of expertise.
Maybe that would work. We'll have to see.
Your race descent has only worsened since I last saw you. You have really let yourself go.
It has happened again. The Titan has your fist locked in his hand.
Another fit of criminal rage. Who are you, in your own words?
Your fist cracks in his hand like a ripe apple.
The words to the song have changed. Say.
Your hand twists in his grip and the pain blinds you. Still you press the words out of your swollen.
Good. Now go before you enter cardiac arrest.
Just try it. This is one of those things where the wise sage wants you to exhibit perseverance.
Do not be naive. I know the answer to the great race enigma. Don't be vulgar. White or not has got little to do with this. The race enigma runs much deeper than that. Mr. Claire is a man of vision and means. Also, to serve is noble. It takes discipline. Your petulant individualism, jam. Individualism. You have gotten these ideas from degenerate youth culture, have you not? Offshoots of the Seminoles people invented this. I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to many of the side products of the inevitable cultural victory of the South Island race. We are the future. The narrow streets of Ulembuir are with... No. I have heard about it on the radio. I'm from Couronne. You have heard enough about our phylogenetic secrets for today. You have extinction to come to terms with, and never getting into the harbor.
Okay, stop doing this. You are making us look bad.
Looking for something? It's about biological... Not the most popular topic nowadays.
Change the topic. The way he says it makes it almost sound like a threat.
People who've studied these things say that you and me are superior by design. So, naturally, we Occidentals should be in charge. Obviously, you can see the merits in that. Open your eyes. Haven't you noticed something different lately? An unfortunate downturn, maybe? Huh? When members of the superior race cease to believe. The problem? The damn Kips are showing a real good game lately. Same with the mosquitoes. And the other introduced species too. They're on the... It's what the Kips of Boogie Street are going for. Right. It's true. Also, you need to realize the dangers of mixing races. Who knows what might happen if people don't... Good. If we, the evening people, pull together, we can form a bulwark against these troubled times.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi's stern expression remains unchanged, but...
When you said before that you were down with racism, was it meant in earnest? Or were you just trying to win his confidence? I suppose that's a relief. Just be careful how often you avail yourself of this technique. A lie may be useful in the short term, but I have a way of catching up. And one more thing. As you've seen, these sorts of attitudes are quite common in Martinez. So I expect this to happen again and again. I've had this conversation enough times in my life. From now on, I'm going to stay out of it. How you choose to respond is your business.
Hello again, my man. What's on your mind? He ain't one of us drivers. I know that.
It's easy to see he's telling the truth. He's kept his nose out of the dark stuff.
Analyzing the fundamental structural and psychological conditions of being stranded in the midst of a sea of motor lorries. Nothing. I'm just messing with you, man. Don't mind my idle verbosity. It's like, whatever's going on over at the docks. Workers got a blockade set up. Anything else? Yeah, this... Us lorry drivers. Camionneurs. Not my thing. Chasing transient pleasures is a drag these days.
What's better than chasing transient pleasures? He tries his best to look nonchalant, but there's a rigidity in him, as if trying to conceal something warm and deep beneath a cool exterior.
Nope. Don't smoke. Some of the other drivers...
Yup. Nothing wrong with that statement.
You could also check the kiosk down the street. Frit. With...
There are clothes inside. Cheap second-hand clothes. Smelling.
Don't be shy. These are premium class clothes. Good quality fabrics, best retro design.
You find your hands deep in tattered and faded garments made from weird polyester blends that make your body itch and sweat in all the wrong places. The box smells like cat piss or like an old person with no money.
Economical, but also trendy. Keep the economy moving.
Something cold grazes your hand. Synthetic and sleek. A windbreaker. Surf, it says. Practical, and yet it may deaden your senses to the world around you. Possibly because of the awful typeface.
Good choice, officer. Mega sporty. And it's only $4.50 for you, sir. Gotta prepare for springtime, right?
You find your hands deep in tattered and faded garments made from... The box smells like cat piss.
Economical, but also trendy.
오, かっこよくなった。
You see two lowly, defeated speakers. Thralls. Slaves, basically.
I can see you with taste for luxury, officer. Can't keep your eyes off those sneakers?
These once respectable speakers have been conquered, reduced to a mere prop by the indomitable Fa. A small heat emboss on the veneer reads, Solidarity Aid from the People's Republic of Samara.
No, don't look at the speakers, officer. Look at the sneakers. The sneakers are the stars here. These, officer? These speakers are Samaran garbage. I'm ashamed to even use them for props. Don't waste your time on them. No way, officer! These aren't for sale. They're bad speakers. Low-fi socialist junk. No, officer. You're a high-class policeman who accepts nothing less than the best. Lucky for you, I've got the best on sale. You do, officer, you do. Remember, we don't have to resort to socialism. We can have nice things too. And social... No way, officer! These aren't for sale. They're bad speakers. Low-fi socialist junk. Well, if you want them... But see, they are the pedestal for my sneakers. If I let go of the speakers, where will the sneakers go? If, on the other hand, you wanted to buy the sneakers too, I could maybe throw in the speakers for little extra. 50 cents?
A pair of Faun Ultras. The design is impossibly sleek and simple. A future...
Those sneakers, mister. Those sneakers are the latest Faun sneakers. Super Air, super...
Only? That's madness. Hey. Psst. Yes, you. Word on the street is you're ready to start building communism again.
また?
Yes, you're ready to start building communism again. You've built it before. They've built it before. Hasn't really worked out yet. But neither has love. Should we just stop building? Good. We need tender men like you building gargantuan communism. Word on the you keep saying things like, down with the bourgeoisie, eat the rich, sodomize the landowners. In funky style. Very funky. So tell me, do you have any questions before we fire up the big communism builder? Or do we get right down to it? Very well. I guess no one will build communism then. Did someone mention cocaine? Are we doing cocaine? No. I'm sure I heard someone. Anyone? Anyone else? There's no one. Okay then. Lie down and let the water carry you downstream. There's a pile of cheap sunglasses in a small...
You like sunglasses, officer? I've got the latest styles right here.
These are all boring. Boring third-rate ho-hum.
These are all first-rate sunglasses. Premium design, super material, very cool. UV resistant. These...
Abort. These are...
Damn, officer! You look like a mega secret spy. Very secret.
They're perfect for concealing your bloodshot and baggy eyes. It's going to be very difficult for anyone to take you seriously with these things on your face.
No, you are definitely not buying those. No, I can't. We can't walk around with you looking like this. Okay, fine. Go ahead. If you want to look like a walking midlife crisis, then who am I to interfere?
A couple of indicator lights are missing from this control panel. Loose wires dangle from the now vacant holes. In the middle is a lever. Beneath it, a small metal plaque. This panel usually closes the water lock, turning it into a bridge that lets you cross the canal. You pull the lever all the way up until the metal clicks against the contact pins. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. A cold gust of wind blowing in from the sea. Nothing happens. A cold gust of wind. A spring brings the lever back to its original position. You still need to close the water lock to get across the canal. Wasn't there a sign over there saying functionality will be restored on Wednesday morning?
Evening, officers.
A burly man hangs out by the waterlock, carving up a generous serving of salami with an old hunter's knife. His eyes are fixed on a man's. His posture is relaxed. Despite his powerful build and a knife in his hand, this man resorts to physical intimidation only infrequently, if at all.
I wasn't here to witness it, but those look like tire tracks on that sign. Weird, huh? Then too bad it also takes a year and a day to repair anything around here. Especially a waterlock. The rest of the coast is closed off till then. Well, there's the fishing village, an abandoned fish market, a bizarro church. Not much use to yeah, not really much else. Just bombed out. It's supposed to operate the waterlock, but as noted, it's all junk right now. Safety measure. Turns out the panel needs a special key to be reactivated. Wouldn't want anyone moving the waterlock with debris still in the channel. It'll be restarted on Wednesday morning. You want to do the honors when the time comes? Great! Just drop in on Wednesday if you want to see the waterlock at work. They say the canal crew will be here at 7:15.
The coast part of the map is inaccessible until the 3rd day.
Sure thing.
It is salty, it is savory, it is chewy. The hangover only makes the salami more tasty.
Want some too, officer?
Why not?
水門が開けば向こうに渡れるわけか。
You see rows of toy soldiers guarding the rest of the trinkets displayed on the table. Some on big men on big horses, clad in lamella armor and carrying flintlocks. The
Franco-Nigerian knights. I used to be very serious about these guys.
They're not all blue. These figurines also wear gold coats and caps, complemented by orange trousers. They are variously posed, wielding swords and rifles with bayonets.
Which ones? Ah, those. Yes, they are. I find the paint job a bit gaudy, but children like the bright colours indiscriminately.
This set of soldiers isn't meant to look impressive. A few have rifles, but most of them carry...
You're probably talking about the revolutionaries, yes? I think their poverty has been exaggerated for effect. When you place them next to the royalists, it doesn't seem like they could possibly win. Maybe.
Why? What's this? A headless man riding a horse? A headless man wearing futuristic tracksuit trousers?
Oh, that's the headless phone rider. The headless phone rider. It's an urban legend about a man who rides the 50 cents. Bargain price. I'll throw in the tiny cap too. I think he's looking for it, or something. Did I mention that this figurine is supposed to be lucky? Always carry it with you.
The boomboxes on the shelf look well loved and well traveled. Chipped, dented. One especially catches your eye. Deep gold and amber plastic with a big old handle on top. A classic boombox that says, just make sure it works before you buy it.
Is the Harman Welsh W2, made in Vespa, designed in Seoul, plays all reel-to-reel formats, 2mm, 8mm, 12mm. It's even got a little radio in there. Absolutely. I've tested each one myself with recordings of speech, found sounds and music from a variety of genres, even though I don't really like music. And here you are, quality sound reproduction on the go. It'll play anything, wherever, turn any tape into a conversation of sounds and shapes.
A typical Martinez streetlight sits among assorted floor and table lamps.
Yes, officer. As you see, it's in perfect working order.
His manner is casual, but his speech is careful, measured. The light pole has been carefully cut, and the wiring has been redone and attached to a standard indoor plug. The light buzzes faintly.
It was brought to me to be altered.
We are not here to investigate the theft of city property. You have to admit it's rather clever what he's done with
700 real. A bargain, I dare say.
A bargain? No, it's not. He's trying to sweet-talk you into buying trash.
Hey, I don't know where it came from, but it's not every day you get to buy and sell something so extraordinary. It's not often that I see officers from the RCM in my pawn shop. What can I do for you? I haven't had any problems myself, though some of...
Who are your customers usually?
All kinds of people come through here. Locals, travelers, people looking for a deal. As you can see, I have a wide selection of goods for everyone to choose from. It keeps me entertained.
He's well composed, but underneath it you sense psychedelic process. Entertained? He might be high. If he is, on what? Feeling warm and enthralled by the movement of light, while the mind continues to race forward. A drug developed by the military to treat and prevent radiation sickness. It has psychedelic side effects, and it makes your eyes turn yellow.
How would I know? Rolodon is just something you know, since the People's Pile disaster, I was with the Emergency Relief Brigade. Had to take it for...
He's taken for mental and emotional, not physical pain these days.
A bad idea. Some poor leftist built a particle decay. We were an all-volunteer force. Self-organized. Tried to help the fight.
On the patch, gamma radiation lines.
I lived by the river since I was a small boy. There wasn't much the volunteer force could do. There's a reason why everyone's... and why no one has tried to repair or replace the pile. So much disappointment. An early death. No one's. Everyone's. A bunch of poor people built themselves a primitive new... The cleanup happened 15 years ago. I was young then. Later, my second aunt died. So I came to Martinez. People told me don't go there. It's a shithole. I like the theory more than the story.
Yeah, you gotta get in on those vortices, my man.
Of course. It's in working order still, isn't it? Just pick your tape and set it spinning. It all stuck. Let me have a look. Anything else you're thinking of selling? I'm not purchasing any more clothing at the moment. Another time, perhaps. I doubt it, but I can try and answer. I do my best to keep my distance from all manner of butchery.
No one likes to see what you have to see every day.
I do my best.
No one likes to see what you have to see every day. The pawnbroker's gaze is already fixed on the dancing colors.
Someone else came here earlier today asking the same question. I promptly sold her the gun you pawned a couple days back.
ここに来たの?
What? Sold? The lieutenant shifts from one foot to another. Alert.
You were adamant about getting rid of it, officer. Said you were undeserving of a service weapon of the Revachol Citizens Militia. And I don't like keeping guns around the shop for long. She didn't seem like a policeman, although she kept referring to herself as a pig, which was odd. I found, truth be told, she was terrified.
Right, so let me get this right. You sold your sidearm, issued by the Citizens Militia, and now a civilian is running around the streets of Martinez with it? In that case, she'll be happy to get a visit from us, if we can find her.
My apologies, officer, but I have no idea where she was coming from.
A needle in a haystack. There is nothing you can do about it now. You'll just have to hope you luck upon her somehow.
Of course. Have you tried it before?
The lieutenant steps away, pretending to admire some of the knickknacks on display. Looks like he doesn't want to get involved.
Here you go, man.
Yes, darling. That's the coalition government ordained Parolidon. Straight into your gut.
Of course. Sure thing. Sure, man.
Wow, a very large red t-shirt with an impressive print stands out from the other garb. Oh yeah, the print depicts a muscled man striding toward you, a giant sword in each hand, encircled by burning embers. Behind him is a cluster of cabins engulfed in flames. Beneath him are the words, Hjelmdal, burn market or trash bin.
Sniffing is okay, but please don't try anything on. Can't have you leaving your photon emissions in the fabric of the... Hell yeah, man. I don't usually carry printed teas, but this one was just pure exemplar. I wouldn't go so far as to say that I'm a fan, but I do think the Hjelmdalaman saga is an integral part of our share. Most people don't think that the man from Hjelmdal really... I mean, even if the man from Hjelmdal didn't exist before the adventure novel.
Okay.
You sound skeptical. Besides, I've been to Kotla. 2 real.
That's dirt cheap.
But why? I suppose that makes sense, yes. Please go ahead and take it.
Oh. とりあえず質屋が生きるようになった。で、ここでセーブしとくか。で、銃が誰かを銃がこのおっさんが持ってる銃を撃っちゃって誰かが買っちゃったと。で、タスクがなんだっけ。
The worn and beaten wooden...
We can sit on benches after we've solved...
You can revisit the bench if you ever need to pass the time when...
You see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers the plaza mosaic. The tear machine stands in the corner. A sign says, 1 bottle equals 10 cents. Your bottles clunk into the machine, and the money appears with a satisfying jingle. You're a richer man now. You're 100% sure you got special Hobocop money for that tier. At least 100% extra tier money. If the numbers on the machine told you otherwise, it's, do you know what you should do with that money, kiddo? You should buy more alcohol. This coin-operated viewer is facing southwest. The metal feels cold and wet.
Probably some kid.
A simple but clever solution to ruining it. A thick layer of graffito covers the left. Under the graffito, a sea of blues. Around the large wooden building you see.
当だね。
This door is made of metal and appears to be no one answers.
We should return tomorrow. Tomorrow at 9 p.m.
夜になっちゃった。
Can I help you? Another thing. Great. I love those. Oh, yes, that door, sure. There's nothing mysterious about it. It's just a door. No, I don't have a key. I don't know how to get there. And I don't care either. It's not like I've been wondering about it for 10... Or some boring storage space with a bunch of old junk and dust. Junk and dust.
He's attempting to maintain an air of indifference. It's absolutely not convincing.
Fine, okay, a little. But my job doesn't leave me time for wondering about one locked door in one of the cafeterias I manage. So, I haven't opened it. I have cleaned the whole place 100 times over, though, after the animals. And I haven't found a key, so good luck with that. Yes, not the whole damn union, thank God. Just the nasty... They come here in the evenings.
We should find out who this Lord faction is. We don't. We have to wait.
You glance at the clock on the wall behind the manager. Huh.
Good question.
They're probably getting drunk or protesting something somewhere. Or laying low after the, you know, lynching. They probably fucking killed that guy or something, and that's why.
I have a feeling we'll make their acquaintance sooner or later.
Yes? Another thing. Great. I love those. Yes? Yes. Have you got it? A lot. For the room and broken window, 100 real. Yes?
You see a heavy steel door with a prominent old cobalt paint, roughened. The door does not budge. The door does not. It's just a racist mug. What's there to read here?
わあ、入れないのか。
It's just a racist. Oh boy, here we go. What are you going to say about a broken, tossed-away mug that you dug out of the garbage? If you want to earn some change by guilting people, go for it. But if you want to earn real dough, finish the case and start getting... It's just a race, but it will not happen. The worn map features the patchwork grid of the streets of Martinez. With direction, your finger moves through the various streets, finally coming to a halt on the spot.
For a more detailed view of the map, go to your journal and select the Map tab.
Crinkled chewing gum wrapper. The worn label reads, Tutti Frutti. It smells... Good question. There is no answer or secret phrase written on the inside of the wrapper, yet you're drawn to it. Drawn by regret. Stop before you hurt yourself with a Tutti Frutti wrapper. Throw it away, please. Good question. There is no answer or secret phrase written, drawn by regret. You carefully fold the wrapper into a square before putting it back into your pocket, lovingly. note is written with a blue pencil on a piece of...
Does it say anything interesting?
This is tangential at best, but the lieutenant's detective instinct, someone has scribbled, S. I can't believe the off-site copy is still here. The illiterate ginger kid keeps stealing stuff from the studio, so I had to hide it somewhere safe. You'll find the filament memory with the off-site copy in the frozen ice cream maker. Please take it home, ASAP. It's important. I'd do it myself if I lived in a civilized place with a freezer. Take care, Suliswaf. Someone has scribbled, S. I can't... You'll find the filament memory with...
Looks like someone from that radio game company upstairs. I'm a little surprised they just left their property lying here. That's a plausible hypothesis. It belongs inside a radio computer, storing its memory. It's like a tape. You listen to disco tapes, right?
It's like the production schedule you found. Only this one's an off-site copy.
Some local miscreant, probably. There are tons of them running around in Martinez, ready to stir up trouble. We usually dispatch our junior officers to deal with them. I don't know. I assume it's somewhere close to the iceberg fridge.
Didn't you see one right next to the breaker box? It's the ledger you found in the trash. A pitiful cabbage of white and yellow papers hanging from plastic board, barely held together by a metal clip. There's a piece of toilet paper, or is it cleaning tissue? No, it's toilet paper. Desperately, it's a metaphor for you. They're not exactly white. They're yellowed in patches by sunlight and alcohol, and covered in dense blue handwriting. Ink is... Once in a while, there's a red stamp that exclaims, "Case files commit to paper." The case files themselves are plenty. You count more than 100 sodden work, strife, poverty, the Jamrock Quarter. These are handwritten logs of investigations dating back to It's the middle of March. You have attempted 2 cases a week on average.
Huh? 2 complex cases to undertake is a lot, yes. You really have to push yourself. I would not suggest it, lest you start making mistakes. 2? That's a lot. I didn't mean to say you are making mistakes, by the way. That was presumptuous of me. I prefer a normal caseload. It's a matter of method.
Like a fan of gills, the checkered papers dry in your hand. The handwriting is extremely dense, if mostly illegible. There is, for precisely 1 more. 15 pages near the end remain untouched by the damage. The checkered grid forms a structure of passages, breaking the case into The tasks you've completed flow out of the kind green ape pen in a brash freehand similar to the rest of the letters. Inspect the victim's body. Interview the cafeteria manager. A satisfying slash sounds across the paper. You're done, it seems to say. And a fuck you to you too. That last one cuts a slash right through the paper. You're a swashbuckler with that pen, Harry, and it feels good. Feels like completion. Things to be done and things already done. The composition of reality. This is an extremely useful...
No, actually. Any ideas? Okay. It's a good name, but it has one problem. This case has something more concrete, perhaps? Great. That's great. That's actually what I was thinking too. The Hanged Man. Good, strong name. I'm going to start calling it the Hanged Man. It's good we sorted this out.
Yes, it appears you employ a, shall we say, robust yet literary system. Each investigation has its case. Yes, all caps. One is called The Next World Mural. Others appear more light-hearted. The guys on a couch in an unexpected location, and the murder at the Ukar parlor. Even the rare article. You like this grimy murdering. Wish there was one in there about a drug den. You love those. Gets the blood pumped. It's going to take an effort to piece these case files together, but it can be done. Once you're...
Yes, how very childish of you. In your and my defense, almost everyone in the RCM uses the titular system. It's a holdover from the early days of the RCM, right after the revolution, when the organization had little idea how to do things. It persists in an unofficial capacity. Officers use these titles to refer to their work among themselves. Again, in your defense, I seem to have named one, the man with the hole in his head. That was a real person. His death was real. I pray his loved ones never find out. Rail spiked through the head. He died. It was a workplace accident.
You don't exactly close them, so much as distance yourself from the smelly papers. They're a little further from your nose now. It's proving to be harder than expected. You just don't have the intellectual rigor to patch the quilt back together. Try again later. In the back, you see thin, translucent copy paper. Some neon yellow, some bright red, all covered in... Then rip them from the binder and hand them out, according to type of form. 3. The topmost are misconduct fines. Ranging from 20 to 250 real. Severe cases allow for one. These are quite sinister in turn. They give a date and time for the person to appear at the... all in a print so small it could be considered downright cute. A dozen pages of thin copy paper, bright red in color. You see the parameters of a deceased human form waiting to be filled in. Age, sex, condition of internal organs, color of the irises. Yes, all that remains now is to fill those forms and hand them to people. Fines for wrongdoers, interview requests for bad guys. and field autopsies to dead guys. The rest of the stinking cellulose is much worse for wear. Being sandwiched between the board and the rest of the paperwork must have spared the fragile copier paper. An aluminium block runs the width of the board, biting down on the paperwork. The surface is interrupted by a silvery sticker. It's rectangular, looks like an official mark, made to be low visibility outside the...
What? That thing. It's a halogen watermark. We use it for adding information to RCM property. It depends. Aside from an anti-counterfeiting stamp, mine has my station number and address.
Your kill count. Yours will surely have your kill count.
Any capable light with the right wavelength will do. All RCM vehicles have headlights designed to reveal halogen watermarks. Mine too.
This means you can read the watermarks if you just turn the lights on.
Okay.
While a bunch of sodden papers sag from the clipboard in your hand, it's a sorry sight. It's made of dark blue plastic, hard enough to beat someone to submission with. The edges are rounded, however. The U4 size board feels thick and heavy. Something rattles inside, ever so lightly. And something small inside. Light. Maybe the plastic shimmers like lapis lazuli, but it is not see-through. You cannot see to its center. There's pain in there, if you want some. That much you know. With your hands, U4-sized pages hang from the clip, screwed to the top of the board. The two sides of the board appear slightly misaligned, like a drawer that's come off its slides. The slides snap back into place. It should be possible to just, you know, what are you waiting for? Just. If the ledging, oh, and the cool piece of toilet paper is stuck to the back. Without resistance, 2 ticket stubs and a handmade postcard. Two octopuses are smiling, reaching their tentacles toward each other in the colored pencil drawings. The tickets permit access to the thin wax paper has been glued to a piece of cardboard. Sounds like leaves rustling. It smells of chewing gum. Exactly like the gum wrapper you found. The same brand of chewing gum. Familiar handwriting lines the inside of the card. Luke, Harry, it begins. You're already reading. I wanted to write you a letter so you can read it when you wake up. Maybe it will... Throw it away, please. Outside, you hear the wind howl. A sudden gale.
Come outside.
The door is closed. This door can only be opened with... As you hold the metal, you sense the warmth left there by her hand. This door can open... As you hold the metal, still nothing. The lieutenant gives you... You should punch a fucking hole in it. You slam your fist into the vinyl. It does not produce a hole. The door sits sturdily, not to mention, great.
Stop that.
The worker is in a deep slumber. Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
All right. Ready? I turn, you press start. It's next to the preheater.
The dashboard lights up with orange glow, like a leopard waking from its sleep. Yawning at the scent. The lights unfold with a little click, casting electrical light onto the ground before the vehicle.
There you go. I'll turn them off from the remote once you're done. We just need to stand in front of the machine now.
A metallic drawer slides out. The pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest. As you hold your ledger's clip under the headlamp, an iridescent hologram appears. A street grid and the veins of a great river.
There she is. Revachol West.
Around the borders of the watermark are dozens, no, hundreds of micro-perforations. There are many of them, and they are divided into 3 separate rows. The first row has 18 dots. Not bad for what? The next is the longest. It runs all the way around the border, and there are so many, it's hard to count. More than 150. The last row has 3 perfect. As you look at them, you feel your index finger reflexively contract 3 times. And something you'll do again before this is all over.
Those are perforations. They represent your record as an officer of the RCM. They are your statistics, as it were. I should have guessed you...
Son, here is where we score your life performance. You better hope it's good.
The first row represents your years of service. 18 years. Okay, not bad at all. What did you do before you volunteered? That's what it says. I might have guessed even longer based on your age. What did you do all those blissful years of your youth? Fair point. Let's move on, shall we? This next row, the one that wraps all the way around, is your number of closed cases. Closed is good. It means finished. Wow, more than 200. It's quite a lot, even for someone who's been on the force for nearly 2 decades. Usually, clearing more than 10 cases a year puts you in the 90th percentile of all RCM officers.
おじさんのことが徐々に解けていく謎が。まあな、俺はスーパースターだと言っただろう。
Call it what you want. You were a valuable member of your precinct. Now, let's look at the last row.
You know the answer already. The tingle in your index finger gave it away.
That's right. How did you know? Ah, right. Sometimes the brain's able to preserve certain responses even when conscious memory has been, let's say, misplaced. For an RCM officer, especially Precinct 41, which is in the Jamrock quarter, it's rather tame. I mean, there are certain officers who treat their kills like some kind of ghoulish game. If they do happen to solve a case, it's usually by accident. But it seems as though you are, or at least were, one of the good ones. So we have that to be thankful for.
He's sincerely glad you're not a scary predator. Not to say relieved you're competent.
Yes. Everyone has their own method of coping. Some more effective or self-destructive than others. Personally, I find it helps to keep up a few hobbies. Oh, this and that. Let's not get into it now. Why not gardening? You've already got the gloves. If you want to pour out the booze you've been carrying around on duty, I'm certainly not going to stop you.
A dark pool of the Kanema. Honorably done. You have given up some of your own blood for theirs.
Very noble of you. Are we done here?
The lieutenant nods. The rectangular watermark is overlaid with the logo of the RCM, and yet the major arteries of Revachol are all recognizable. You catch a faint glimmer from a broken beer bottle in the distance. Sounds. Two men engaged in a drunken argument. In the middle of a broken plaza, illuminated in a cone of light. Two men, one slim, the other sturdy.
Ah, Martinez at night. Let me see. Right here. Oh yes. Coal City. Le Royaume.
All of them worse than here. The rectangular watermark is overlaid with...
Let me see. Right here. No, it does not.
The rectangular watermark is overlaid.
Let me... Right here. It has its problems. Right. I'll go turn off the lights.
You can now see your statistics on your journal page, to the right of the task description.
勤続年数10プロフィールが
We should think about calling it a day, maybe. The nights are still miserably cold this time of year. You should take care of that, then. Let's talk to him anyway. An officer of the RCM shouldn't be sleeping in the streets. We'll figure something out.
キム優しいな。とりあえずセーブはしとくか。 までにしとくか。続きは帰ってからだな。よし。